Hi, I'm Alex,
And I'm Nick,
and this is the Gone Fishing Podcast.
the #1 podcast.
Not about fishing.
Enjoy. Hey,
How are ya?
I remember syrup sandwiches and crumb allowances, but now I'm counting this.
You just made that up?
No, it's
Freestyling?
Kendrick Lamar.
Who's that?
Shout out.
Never heard of him.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
you know who it is.
Who is it?
The guy that performed last night.
Oh, the Grand National?
Yeah,
That was one sweet car.
that was a sweet car.
If you had to send a message, it'd be that of Grand National is the staple of America.
Is that an expensive car?
Oh, yeah. To get one
Like, what do you mean?
good condition like that one was. Well, that one's probably a prop because people are jumping out of it, so they probably had to cut a hole in the floor.
It was like attached.
It
to
probably wasn't. Probably just they made it. But clean Grand National 1987 GNX, probably bring close to 50, 60 K.
That's
It's
crazy.
a good mileage. Yeah, like 40,000 miles.
Is that because
Clean.
they're rare?
Yeah. Well, not rare. Well, yeah, I guess you could say rare. They're just iconic. You know, the 87, you get your turbo, get your intercooler. It's probably the fastest version that year.
V8.
No, it's 6-cylinder,
Okay.
3.8 liter V6.
3 liter V6.
Those things were beating Corvettes. They were beating Ferraris back then. That car was definitely put America on the map.
Wow. The body style kind of reminds me slightly of the Oldsmobile that
Yeah, the Cutlass.
Cutlass
Yeah,
that
it's
we
the same
looked
as the
at.
G body. So your Cutlass, your Monte Carlos, Regals, Grand National's a Regal basically, but
I like it.
yeah, just a clean, fast car.
Just a beautiful.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Like, the only reason that our cars look the way they do now is because at some point in time they started making them that way, and we accepted it. We never rebelled and said no, make them like that again.
We
You
should
know?
rebel.
But why do you think? I don't know. What do you think they just decided like, hey, we got to be? There's this push to be more in the future, more modern. But who asked for modern? And where did the whole modern is just
No, yeah, I didn't ask for it.
yeah? Because you look at a car like the Grand National and you're like, I feel like most people, even if you're not into cars, could look at it and be like, that's
Wow.
a nice looking
Wow.
car.
Yeah.
Like
Just like the cars from
The
the
way it's
60s,
built.
which I think is the best decade for cars. Mid 60s to early 70s, like 71.
Mm-hmm.
Cars are amazing. Chevelles, Mustangs, Novas, everything looked amazing. Plymouth, Barracuda,
just beautiful,
yeah, GTO,
beautiful.
yeah, Camaros even look great. Corvettes. I think they looked so good back then because everyone was
Barefoot?
yeah.
Okay,
The car designers
yeah,
were on LSD.
for real.
Yeah.
You would think they on LSD they would come up with like a fucking spaceship or something.
Yeah, but if you look at when LSD, when they started, they made it to like a hardcore drug, like really illegal.
Yeah.
It happened in the early 70s. When
Interesting.
cars started looking like shit. You see a early 70s Mustang, like 72, 73?
That was like their bad years.
Yeah.
Like bad couple
Yeah,
years.
any car. Camaros didn't look that good. Started looking like crap. I think a lot of people lost their creative edge because they were on LSD.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
That's one thing that's changed.
So
like,
interesting.
yeah, why? And the only thing I can really think of why creativity kind of stopped and cars kind of look kind of blah.
So
I do like the 80s. 80s kind of had to come back. Probably
May-
because cocaine, but
maybe the the way that cars looked in every different time period, every different decade. Maybe the design of the cars really speaks to
the time period.
the time period and what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. Right now we got we got AI going.
Yep.
We're at the top of the game with technology, and our vehicles
Yep.
really. I mean, look at these new electric cars. The what is it? The Hyundai Ioniq.
Ionic, yeah.
Like that
Something
car.
that.
I mean, even Tesla. Tesla's slightly different, just because Elon does his own thing. But
Yeah, I think Teslas are pretty good looking.
I think they could be.
Better?
I think they could be, but I did. Did I tell you last week I got to ride in one?
A Tesla?
Yeah.
No, but go ahead with it. Yeah. What was the situation? Someone you know?
Well, yeah, one of my clients. It was my last appointment of the night, and he had just got a Tesla. He went from I don't know, man, this really nice fucking Beamer, and just got this idea of let me test out the
Yeah.
waters with electric. So he leased.
Lease
He
one.
decided to lease.
That's interesting.
He was between. BMW has a fully electric vehicle,
Yeah.
and then of course he was between that and a Tesla.
Oh,
And
yeah.
after test driving both of them, he said, "Look, the BMW is really nice. It was fancy, but overall,
Tesla.
Tesla was like the better ride. It felt better. It was smoother. It drove better,
Better than BMW?
better than
Wow.
BMW. And the BMW was like way more expensive.
Guess where Teslas are made?
Germany.
America.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, I think outside of the spectrum of electric, I think
Spectrum?
BMW does a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spectrum. Speaking of which, but I got to after the appointment, he's like, "Do you want to take a ride in the car?" I was like, "Fuck
They're
yeah,
amazing.
dude! I've never been in one. They're so minimal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, minimal. You don't even know the thing's on. You don't know how to put it in gear. And they fly. You don't realize how fast they're going. Did he take you on like 390 or 490 or something? Or
No, we just
around
went
the city.
Yeah, we were on Monroe, so you
I
know,
can't really get her
no,
going.
No speed limit.
But I got one go. Yeah, I got one going on 390 once.
Yeah.
There's a P100D, which is one of their fast ones.
P100D. Was
Yeah.
this the car or
The
the
car.
S? Okay.
So it's one of their first ones before the Model 3, but they're fast.
Yeah.
Probably 3 seconds, 0 to 60. Oh my God.
Put you back.
It's like airplane.
It's nuts.
Yeah, you don't want to let go of the accelerator because it's just so addicting.
I think one thing off the rip I would have a big problem with, and maybe this is just being picky, is because how minimal it is, everything is done on the screen.
Yeah, I don't like
including
that.
your
Yeah,
AC,
it's
your
tough.
heat. That's
I want
tough
some
while
buttons.
driving.
Yeah.
I want some knobs. And then on the steering wheel, there's only two things,
Yep.
and those are for navigating.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, then you have the and then there's
Turn signal. Yeah, got it. Yep.
just a button.
Yeah, and the horn's a button. I think not like a.
Yeah.
Because Americans, when you honk a horn in America, you're saying it because fuck you.
Right.
You know, you want to hit that. You
You're
don't
not
wanna hit a
letting them know
little
you're
button.
there.
You
You're-
want to, yeah. You want to, you know. Sometimes I hold my horn a little too long. The old me used to do that.
Did you really?
Like I would hold it like Sarah gets so embarrassed. So I'm pulling from. I'd just be on the horn maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
I think it
I don't do it
depends.
anymore because I don't want to piss people off.
You think
But
about it a
younger
little bit
me,
more, right?
full of testosterone, just raging.
Dude, ready to go.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking about this while I was taking a leak upstairs. By the way, I didn't see anybody peeking in the window, just so you know.
Yeah. That was definitely a 3 o'clock a.m. thing.
But I was feeling the last couple weeks, I've been feeling like pretty good. I mean, still feel like there's a lot of things I need to work on, but overall, like mental,
Yeah, it's good- good
mental
start to the
state,
year.
I feel happy.
Good.
And I don't know if it was just because the previous administration, where I just felt like there's almost no point. It's almost like how people feel when winter time comes around, like a seasonal depression.
Mm-hmm.
I somewhat felt that periodically throughout the last administration. Like there was no point really in trying because we weren't currently set up for success, is how I felt.
Okay. Why didn't you think we are set up for success?
I don't know. I think
What was going on?
perhaps I let the energy of the old administration kind of embody me a little bit too
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
You know, and it's probably, quite honestly, it's probably how a lot of people on the left feel right now.
Right now, yeah, with Trump.
And I can totally understand what they're feeling, even though I may not agree with the reason why.
Yeah.
And vice versa, how I felt. But I just feel like there's a weight that has been lifted, you know. And I'm glad to. I know you probably, when you're in a lull, you fucking hate it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, why do I
I'm in one, yeah.
why do I
too
feel
often.
this way, dude?
Yeah. Yeah, life's too short to be feeling that way.
It is.
Yeah.
There's so many great, like, I don't know. There's so many great things if you just like stop and smell the roses.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just sometimes we're I don't know.
You
We're
hear that,
thinking of
people?
other shit.
Yeah. Just live life.
Yeah.
I think people have to put into perspective too. A lot of times when I don't know, I deal with someone that's angry or something, I just think like, you know what, guys? I don't tell them this, but if you think about it, we're on a big rock
Yeah.
flying through space. All this is made up.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, okay. And a big rock, it could be flat, but probably round,
Probably round.
roundish, and yeah, we're just in a big ball going through Earth or through space. Sorry, not through Earth. We're going through space, and none of this really matters. It's all made up. No one has idea what they're doing. Yeah, so you just got to put in that perspective.
Like, just do what you want within reason.
Yeah, just don't hurt anyone, you know. But
Yeah.
getting all upset over, because my bill's a little high, or this server didn't give me this, or was rude. I'm like, there's so much more to life than that.
It just
And
doesn't.
it doesn't matter.
Most of the issues that we feel like, you know, are going on, just, I don't know, they're just so minimal.
Yeah. They're superficial, is that?
Yeah, they
No?
are.
Yeah.
They are. It's almost like we made it up
Oh, yeah.
to
all this,
fill
yeah.
in some space.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I find like these funny reels where like, hey, we saw this. It was like a picture of like a river and some nice mountains in like Wyoming or something, or Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And we created teams. Like we saw this and we had to create teams, Microsoft Teams or Microsoft Outlook or the 40-hour work week. Hey, you know what? This is so beautiful. I want to work 40 hours a week for 50 years of my life and
I know.
do it that way.
Like, if in some way we could measure the happiness of, you know, back in the day when there was still like villages, let's
Yeah.
say, but there wasn't what
All
we have
this,
today.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I
If
think
we can
that's-
measure the happiness of our ancestors that
Yeah.
were really fucking working.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have time to think about this shit.
No, in time to be depressed. No.
Do you think that depression in some way was like man-made? Not on purpose, but like a,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like a symptom of
yeah.
what we've
Yeah. I think, excuse me, I think social media.
Am I fucking boring you?
Yeah, a little bit. No.
Jesus Christ.
Long day.
Sorry,
at the
guys.
office. No, I think social media kind of does that to us too. Like, hey, because I really want a truck, right?
Yeah.
So that's all I see on Facebook or Instagram. There's all these trucks. I'm like, oh, dude, I really want that truck. I can't really afford it right now, so I get kind of upset. I'm like, man, where I'm in life, I can't buy this truck that I want,
Yeah,
and it doesn't really matter.
it doesn't.
I got a vehicle that can get me to work.
And what, like, you would get that new truck, let's say, right?
Yeah.
You'll get it, and you'll be stoked about it for
A month,
a month. After that, it's just a truck.
just a truck. Yeah,
And it does the same exact
that
thing
as my car.
that your car does.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been looking at the closer I get to paying my truck
You
off.
want one.
First off, I'm looking every single week.
Yeah, I look every Saturday. I'm like in Facebook Marketplace looking hard.
Well, I'm looking at, first thing is that I'm looking at my summary, my statement.
Oh, a statement, yeah.
And I'm like, when I first started this, like, I remember the podcast that started me doing this, I owed like close to 19 grand,
Yeah.
and I'm just at 14 right
On
now.
that car.
In
Or
just a
truck,
couple
yeah.
months.
Yeah.
2 months. Whatever it was. And so the closer that gets down to zero, the
You
more
want-
I'm like,
Oh God, I gotta get a new car.
dude, I'm looking at fucking, what are the options for electric? You know, what are
Yeah.
the electric options? Kia has this new
So-
new vehicle out there. Looks like it's like bigger than the Explorer. The Ford Explorer used to be bigger.
the Kia Telluride.
It's bigger.
That's nice. Yeah.
It's bigger than that.
bigger than that.
I want to show you a picture of it. You can go ahead.
It's a Kia Carnival.
Yes, the Carnival.
Yeah, Carnival. Yeah.
Dude. And I'm like, here, I'm thinking, okay, I pay my truck off. The Kia Carnival, I did the option where you can build it
Build it. Yeah.
to your, and
Yeah,
I'm
to
not,
what you want.
I'll fucking take it as is. I don't need the extras. So I'm like, okay, so if I get 20 grand trade-in value for my truck, I'm only gonna have to finance 18,000.
That's only.
I can pay that off in a year. Now, the only way that I'm going to justify making a move like that is you and I talked about. I had told you that Val and I are looking to go into a direction of having one vehicle.
Yeah.
That would make
Oh,
sense
That would make sense. Yeah.
because we could leverage her car, my truck,
Yeah. You
whatever,
need something a little bigger.
and that would solve everything.
Yeah, that might be the way.
It would
when you do
solve
fall
the
through on that
depression.
plan. Yeah. Well, yeah, erectile dysfunction.
Dude, I think I would just be 100% hard all the time if I have that vehicle.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would watch.
Well, good, because it's got cameras inside.
Perfect.
So,
Inside.
so sorry to cut you off, but what were you?
I don't know.
You were talking about you were looking at every single week on Facebook
Oh,
Marketplace.
always on Saturday, right? I get into this mode where, so I usually watch my YouTube show. It's called Vice Grip Garage.
Okay.
The guy just fixes up like older pickup trucks, like 80s and 70s, 60s.
Get you going.
Yeah, it doesn't be a pickup truck, but any type of car. His name's Derek.
Derek.
And I started looking at Facebook Marketplace, and I'm just scrolling. Like all of a sudden, 2 hours of my morning's gone because I'm listening to the show, but I'm just scrolling, trying to find like an 80s truck to work on or
Yeah.
something, or
You don't need it.
Camaro. I know, but it was nice to have something to tinker with and work on.
Yeah. Would you? But the real question is because like, let's put it in perspective here. I don't want to kill your dream here.
Don't kill it.
I think you have a good point, right?
Yeah.
My stepdad, Doug,
Doug.
he's got a Nova
Is that Nova now?
sitting in his garage. No, he's had
He's
it.
had that one. Okay.
He's
I knew
got
he had
a
Mustang
Nova, and he's
for a
got
minute.
pieces all over the place.
Oh yeah.
He's been meaning to tinker with that thing for
yeah.
probably 30 years.
My thing is, I would want a working project. It runs, it drives,
Okay.
but you need to do a little work here and there, like say a water pump, wheel bearing. The paint's not that nice.
Right.
The interior's a little rough, but you kind of fix it up over time. You don't care if it gets a door ding or, you drive in the rain. Don't care. Like my Trans Am's a little too nice, and I don't want to do all this work to it because I don't want to tear it apart and fuck it up even more. So let's get something that's a little bit older, something that's probably less electronics and stuff to work on. A little more room in the engine bay to work on. Go that route. And if I fuck it up, it's only a $4,000 car, not a $20,000 car that I can't put back together.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd have? I think with something like that, you would have to. You know how like we set time aside every week to do
For
this
this,
podcast.
yep.
You'd have to do the same thing with the
Yeah.
car. Realistically, you can't. Oh, I'll get to it next week.
You got to do it.
It's got to be on the schedule.
Yeah.
And that's.
And I don't think I have that time right now. And space is a big thing. I would love to have what do you call it, like a shop, like a barn, like a pole barn shop.
You could just keep
with
her
a
in.
lift, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be like my little time in there to work on the car, and maybe we can make a little podcast studio in there someday. That'll be where our studio is.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah,
That'd be so sick.
yeah. So we'll see, but not gonna spend the money. Gonna save it for the kids.
Sometimes it. I don't even know where my thought was going with that.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Alzheimer's.
I'm scared, dude. Aspartame.
The
It's gonna do
Alzheimer's
it.
Club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah, everything's fucking bad for you, you know?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, vapes.
I just saw this this celebrity, and I quite honestly I don't know who she is, but this celebrity was made a video, and she was talking about Ozempic and how she came out of an appointment. She had been off Ozempic for the last couple months.
Oh, geez.
And I think after you get off Ozempic, I think you have to keep going back for checks. And she found out that her bone density is decreasing.
Yeah.
And she has osteoporosis
Yeah.
and all these other things. And she's like, I knew about this stuff personally.
Happened to her.
Didn't think it was going to happen to me because I
Yeah.
was only on it for a year. So
What you gonna do? It happens.
it's just.
And plus, don't females usually have bone density issues? Depending on how old they are. Is that like, they drink enough milk and their bones are more brittle when they get older?
I don't know. I mean, I do
Not
think
a doctor, though. So.
I do think that like female hormones probably take like a big toll on their body.
Oh, yeah.
the stuff that
My
they
God,
go
the
through.
stuff that woman has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna work. But I forgot. I wanted to hit up. You said you want an electric car, right?
I think it'd be cool. I could see.
What about an electric geothermal hot water tank? How's that working for you? I think an electric car would be much better. Sorry, stabbing open up an old wound,
No, it's okay.
battle scar.
Did I already address this last
Only
week?
on TikTok,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just whatever you guys do, don't if you live somewhere in the Northeast,
Don't go geothermal.
don't ever don't
heat
get
pump.
a
Don't go heat pump.
Yeah, don't get a heat pump style hot water tank.
Anything.
It's electric or anything.
Not up here. Only thing I would go with a furnace if you can do a dual fuel hybrid system that they have, right? It's
Dual
where
fuel
dual
hybrid
fuel. So you got the heat pump, but it's tied into your old furnace. So and it's tied into all the same ducting as well, so you don't get any more ducts.
Right.
But it works right with your furnace. So let's say if it gets below 32 degrees, where heat pumps aren't that good, it'll kick onto the gas furnace. That'll heat your house.
Interesting.
Yeah. Kind of like how the same concept with your water heater, but I don't know why the electric portion of your water heater isn't making your water hot.
It does,
But hot enough.
just not. No, it's hot, but not enough hot water.
Their setting is on the hottest. Is there like a switch just for hot? Because I have mine. I can set it to like different temperatures.
Do you know what yours is set at right now?
Probably like 200.
No.
I don't know. I'd have to look. No. I don't know. It's hot. It feels great.
Okay. We had set when we had first got this thing, and we noticed. So just to preface this, I had a gas hot water tank prior, and it was great. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just I was getting my furnace done.
Yeah, so it's a good deal.
We got everything done. It was not a deal, but yeah.
Yeah, I've heard your little TikTok, and you're like, oh yeah, it's all gonna cost 18,000, but with all the incentives, it'll get you down to 8,500. Had the same spiel with Isaac.
It's not,
Heating.
dude. There's nobody in their right mind that would pay 18 grand for those three items.
Yep, I had the guy did the same. Well, this is Isaac, but he did the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And I basically didn't call him back. I went with Paris, who gave me the price, didn't say anything about rebates. Said, hey, it's 8,500. Boom. Got AC furnace and a hot water tank.
Yeah, I should have.
That was back in 21 though, or 22. No, 21.
So basically, I either should have kept my hot water tank that I had, which was gas, or I should have just said, nah, man, I'm good with this. Here's the thing, he said it was high efficiency, blah, 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 and I didn't know that it wasn't going to be as good. I figured it was just a different style, whatever. Come to find out, they were pushing these things pretty heavily and may still be pushing them
Yeah, they are.
because of the whole green energy push. But all that to say, don't ever get an electric.
No.
I don't even think I don't even know how they would function in
A warmer climate.
like Florida or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still think, I have faith that there's something we're missing with this hot water tank. Gonna have to tinker a little bit. Gotta read the manual. Have you ever read the manual?
No.
There you go. Read your owner's manual.
But the problem I have is that when I bring this up to people who are in HVAC, they're not surprised at the experience that I'm having. They're not saying what you're saying, where check the manual, check the settings. It's like, okay, to your point, what I wanted to get back to is we had turned up the temperature to see if that would fix it. We put it up to 125. As soon as we hit 125, a notification came up that says scalding risk or whatever. So we were still having issues after that. We had somebody from the company come out, and he was basically like, yeah, just so you know, your temperature is too high. I'm like, okay. He's like, what should it be at? He goes, you should be at probably like around 120. We're like, okay.
So what you hit at 125 and 120 is too high?
125 is at that cusp of like, it's like scald risk.
Yeah, but don't turn it up all the way and don't scald yourself.
That's what that's what I don't get.
Yeah, because I could definitely hurt myself if I turn it all the way up and I get it in, I'm gonna get hurt.
I feel the same way with being at 120, and even if I went down to 100, like I feel like if you crank it all the way up, it's gonna be pretty hot.
Yeah.
But I think the theory was if we turned it up hotter, that there would be more hot water.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that works that way. Like if it's cold as tits out and you go out and you start your car and you turn the heat all the way up and you blast the fan, your vehicle, is it going to get warmer quicker, or is it going to get warmer the same rate, but the finish line is just going to be hotter?
Well, I think
That's what I want to know.
it's a good theory.
I know. I know. Comment below.
Comment below today. No, the hot water tanks, setting it hotter. I think that would work, but I don't know.
I just feel like this should be a lot easier, or have some sort of system in place to where, like, default is X,
X, yeah.
but then if these are the parameters, then it's going to switch to heat pump or something.
Yeah.
But it's not. I have to go in there, and there's 3 options. There's eco mode, electric, and there's heat pump. And none of them, of course, eco mode's not going to be great either.
No.
There's another setting, on demand.
Oh, that's nice.
It's on demand. So the more you use it, the more it's working. And I thought that's perfect. That's not. Doesn't do it either. So I don't know, dude.
I'm searching right now.
I want to believe that there's something wrong. I want to believe I didn't get sold a bad product. But every HVAC person that's my friend told me, yeah, don't buy those. Because they were heavily incentivized to sell them.
Oh yeah,
They were getting a lot of money to sell them.
Oh yeah, they made a penny off. Yeah.
And that's my red flag for the day.
Yeah, it doesn't give me any quick tips here for you. But inadequate hot water airlock in the system. If there's air trapped in the system, it can reduce the efficiency of the heat transfer.
Sure.
Bleeding the system may resolve this issue.
Not gonna happen.
Got a pump failure. The pump that circulates water or the antifreeze solution might be malfunctioning. Check for any unusual noises, which could indicate a pump failure. Probably nothing, right?
No.
Faulty sensors or thermostat. If the thermostat or any temperature sensors are malfunctioning, they can cause the system not to heat the water properly. Well, it's a brand new system, but consider checking or replacing them if needed. No. There's no quick tips.
I would think, just based on my experience with the modern furnaces, they have panels in them. Like on the motherboard, there's a little light, and there's an indicator if there's a problem that and that tells you what's wrong.
Yeah, blink so many times. Yeah.
I've got no indicators that have said
There's
that anything's
issue.
wrong.
Yeah, with a sensor.
Not saying that nothing could be wrong, but there's apparently a filter for the fan on the inside.
Okay.
That was one of the things I read. Took that bitch out, cleaned it, everything.
I say crank that bad boy tonight. Let me know how it feels in the morning.
Is it? I'm trying to think now. I actually want to find out what yours is cranked at. Because what I was worried about is keeping it at a high temperature going to raise my bill?
Oh yeah, probably. But you want hot water or?
I mean, I do, but I don't want a crazy bill.
It's the ideal temperature for your hot water should typically be between 120 and 130 for most residential uses.
Boom, 130 it is.
Yep. Yeah, 120 to 130 is ideal. Safety. Water hotter than 130 can cause burns, especially in young children or elderly individuals. The 120 range is generally considered safe for household use while still being hot enough for most tasks, like showering, washing dishes, or doing laundry.
But nobody's cranking it all the way to do any of those tasks.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's just if a kid gets a hold of that little nozzle.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm taking my shower, I'm judging it. I'm feeling it. Oh, crank it a little
Another
bit.
thing I thought of too, I just thought of this. If the temperature is too high, it could create pressure in the tank,
System.
and it'll.
Yeah, it's got pressure release valve. Yep.
So that's another thing too. Do I want fucking water in my basement?
It wouldn't be water, it'd just be the air because it's building up pressure between the.
Well, it's a release valve.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is,
there's pressure building up in that system, so it's going to just be air coming out.
but
it might be water. I
But
don't know,
where
maybe.
but where it is
Is it lower?
Yeah, not super low, but it's
Yeah, because I know my pressure release valve is a little higher than it.
Does it come out of the top and then go
Yeah.
down? Oh, okay.
I think I have to look at it.
Let's go look.
Yeah.
We'll
Hold
be
on, we'll be right back.
Right back.
And we're back.
And we're back. Yep, checks
No.
out.
But yeah, so moral of the story is geothermal hot water tanks or any type of furnace for geothermal. It's probably not the way to go here in
Probably better off with wood fired.
Northeast. Wood fired would be sweet. No, natural gas is the way to go. So clean and efficient. what other clean burning fuel do you have that would compare? The only thing is, it's natural gas. It's the way to go.
It's abundant.
Yeah,
you know?
it's abundant. You can make it because it comes from organic matter, so you can get it from waste or landfills. You can get it from marshes.
Yeah.
Yeah, decay for organic matter as well from like animals and shit.
Which is constant. I almost
Yeah.
wonder why they don't. Like, like when you drive by, what the fuck did you call it? Where they put all the trash?
Landfill.
Landfill.
Yeah.
Sorry. I wonder if they have a system in
They do.
place. They do.
They do. Most do. Yeah. If you go by the one, there's a big one in Seneca Falls, New York.
Yeah.
Almost looks like a mountain as you're driving down the thruway.
Stinky.
Yeah, stinky for sure. And that place has grown so. I remember because my grandma lived not too far away.
Yeah.
I remember going there. Yeah, it's okay. That's cool. And then all of a sudden, each year it keeps getting bigger, and bigger, and bigger. Now it's freaking just.
Well,
Mount
yeah.
Everest.
What do they? So is the idea that like under at the very very bottom?
Yeah, they build
there's
like
natural gas.
a series of pipes through the trash, basically, or through the ground at that point, and they can produce the natural gas and store it and send it in a pipeline.
But it's just
to
going
your
to keep
house.
getting taller.
Yeah,
There's got to be a better way. I mean, the natural gas
For the-
thing,
yeah.
I like that.
but
But,
for trash,
but where does it go? It's got to stop somewhere.
never. We're gonna be here forever.
It's going to be hitting the dome.
I say we shoot it into space, but
You think so?
yeah, Elon
Dude,
Musk
if we
can do
could,
it.
well, okay, if we can shoot it towards the sun,
Yeah, let it incinerate.
yeah, just incinerate it.
Just let it go. Just like the ocean.
I do feel weird about sending garbage to space.
I don't.
However, it's endless.
Yeah. Well, it's just never gonna end.
Can you imagine someone like
Get your space junk out of here.
people on a different planet,
Yeah.
like millions of miles
Yeah.
away, millions
Fucking
of light years
pigs.
away? They just see like fucking. They're getting like images of Snickers,
Yeah.
Snicker wrappers.
Those fucking
and
Americans.
they heard about us,
Yeah.
and now they know.
Oh, they're so fucking dirty, those people.
Oh God, what do they look like? All we see is McDonald's
Yeah,
bags.
they're
What's
probably huge.
McDonald's?
So the McDonald's so good too.
You see like a 300-pound guy just floating through space with a McDonald's bag. They're like, yeah,
Yeah, this is me. That's where it's at.
my name's America.
This is America. This is what America is built for. Fast food,
Right.
fast cars, fast woman. America.
Do you think there's anything dangerous about the idea of, you know how people say America is the best country, it's the greatest country?
Yeah.
A, do you believe it? And B, do you think there's anything dangerous about promoting that? And we've been promoting that for a very long time. This is the best country, the American dream. Is there something dangerous about that? About continuing to
Say
do
you're
that?
the best.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with confidence. People might hate you, might get more haters. But
Yeah.
America is the best. Show me another country where everyone's trying to get in.
I mean, it's a good point. I think it just, for me, when I think of America being the best, I feel like it puts us at a standstill of like, okay, we're the best. We don't need. There's nothing we need to improve on. Like, I feel like we are
Slows
great.
us down,
I feel like we are great.
but we got to keep going.
But there's a lot there's
Yeah.
things we can learn from other countries.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. What got us here today is not going to get us there tomorrow. So we always got to be innovative, create new
You
ideas.
got to write that one down.
Yeah, I got it written down. I say that in a lot of interviews.
Did you come up with that?
No. Someone did, not me.
Like,
But I carried it with me.
you found it somewhere, and then
Yeah.
what got us here today isn't going to get us there tomorrow.
Nope. Yeah, but we always gotta keep improving.
Fucking A, dude,
You
that's
can't
great.
you can't put on autopilot. 'Cause you put on autopilot, you're gonna start failing. You can't just stay level.
Right.
Imagine living in your house for 50 years and you don't make any improvements to it. It's gonna get a little shitty.
Something's going to happen.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep improving. Just like a business, right? Look at Kodak. They were just relying on what got them there today, and they weren't thinking about the future. And look at them now; they're
'Cause
kind
it
of
was
not
so-
what they used to be.
It's
You know,
hard
they-
when things are going good to
Yeah.
want to think.
Yeah, and they
ahead.
created the digital camera.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruined them because they were like, this ain't gonna really take off.
Right.
And then look at it now; everything's digitalized.
I think they
It's in
were.
their phones. Everyone's got a camera now.
Yeah.
They would have stayed on that. They could have been the Apple.
It's insane.
Rochester, New York could have been, Silicon Valley.
I've heard.
But no.
I wonder
Gave
what that
up,
would
just like
look like.
Xerox.
What would what would Rochester be if?
If Kodak kept going and Xerox, IBM,
Yeah.
General Motors.
Yeah. Well, Xerox would have had to figure out something different than just printers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like, once again, right? Printers going to be here forever. Everyone's going to need to print something.
Right. They didn't think of
No.
3D printers.
3D printers, they weren't thinking of the future. They're thinking, hey, this is working. We're making printers to print books, your office,
Yeah.
ink for it. Everything's covered. We've got money. We're going to be making money forever because even if you got a printer, you still need the ink. You still need the paper.
Right.
But no, things have changed.
Did you know? I found this out the other day, and I don't know how true it is, but I was talking with someone about, corporations and companies, and you're familiar with the term R&D.
Yeah. Research and development. Yep.
From what I was told, R&D departments aren't just like corporations don't necessarily keep R&D departments or facets of the company around all the time, and budget, give them money to do it ongoing. Like they do R&D, and then when R&D is not needed, it like goes away.
I've heard the opposite.
Okay.
A lot of companies like R&D because it's a tax write-off.
That's a good. I mean, that would make sense.
Because it's a loss, right? You can write it off as a loss. It's a tax benefit for a large corporation. Take example for Wegmans,
Yeah.
right? They have a big. It's called the Culinary Innovation Center, CIC, and it's a big. I don't say warehouse, but it's a big kitchen, commercial, like huge. It's like a warehouse, but a big kitchen, and they kind of create. It's called R&D, or culinary innovation, because they're making new meals, new soups, new ideas for new products. So all that loss that they take from trying to develop that thing, they can use as a tax write-off, but also it's help guiding them to get to that next level, change it up, get you a new sub.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Or like those ever see at Wegmans, the $6 meals, or the meals ready to cook. You just have to throw it in your oven, like the pot roasts and things like that. All that stuff is like designed there.
They started
and they
out-
make it there. Like they produce, it goes in production there too.
Right.
But they do a lot of development there to, get them to that next level. But also any loss they have in there, just write it off. It's a loss.
Wegmans is a fantastic system they got.
Oh yeah.
I mean, down to the whole simplification thing. Were you familiar with that? I mean,
Yeah, simplification. Yep. Oh yeah.
it was probably somewhat present in like the office and stuff.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I don't know how about it is now. They probably have another term for it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
they try to simplify everything so that way everything's quick and easy to go. Another company that does it is Dish Network.
Yeah.
A company I worked for. All the vans, no matter what van you go, if you go in a van like a Dish van here in New York, or you go to a Dish van in New Mexico or California, the layout's going to be exactly the same.
That's
In
smart.
the back, all the parts, all the inventory you have on that van, same spot. So if a technician needs another van quick, you just jump in the next van. Everything's where it's supposed to be. It's not designed, and
That's
you get
amazing.
checked on that, and you're held to a certain standard as a technician.
Everything has a place.
yeah.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah,
That's great.
And I want to implement it in my current job, but it just doesn't go anywhere.
Do you think it's?
We don't use the type of inventory that other that Dish would use in my business, but
right. I mean, the side of simplification that I became aware of is, because I was a vendor, I was in the back rooms.
Oh yeah.
And I would see it like, you'd see a fucking
poster?
you'd see like a broom on the wall,
Yep.
and it would just say broom,
Yeah.
and I'm like, God, dude, this is so simple. Like, I want somebody to come into my life, into my house, and do that with my stuff.
Yeah.
because
It's that way everywhere in the company too. Corporate stores,
Yeah, it's
warehouse, distribution, manufacturing.
how much
there.
time can you spend looking for a
For a
fucking broom?
But now it's there. It's put back in the same spot.
You don't
every
have to
time.
ask. You know where it's at,
Same,
and that's
same thing with the security offices. Like each store has a security office, and they're set up all the same way. Not all the same way, but the organization, you got to sit in the labels where everything goes. So
Yep.
if you're a security professional going into another store to go in that office to work for the day, you know exactly where everything is. You got your CDs here to burn the video on for if you catch someone stealing.
Yep.
All your paperwork is in one spot, labeled to where it needs to be. Like you said, simplified. It's genius. If you think about it now, that's it's genius. When you're younger, like whatever.
It's stupid.
Stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's probably like a sticker on the desk that says donuts. That's where the donuts go.
For me, for sure. I used to think they even had it's called a simplification coordinator, and that was a one guy's job in the store, is to do like audits of each department to make sure they're doing simplification. That's how serious it was.
Is that still a job?
I've been out of the game for 4 or 5 years from there, so I'm sure it is. I can ask a coworker of mine.
They just
Who I didn't steal from Wegmans, but he came over to the dark side, and I can ask him because he's more recent transfer from Wegmans.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's good though. I mean, if there's one thing you could walk away from working at a place like Wegmans, you could at the very least say they have their shit together.
Oh yeah.
Like,
for 100%.
You could learn something from them.
It makes it hard to work another business or another company.
Because you realize how sloppy
How messed up
companies
stuff
are.
is. Yeah.
You're like, hey, have you guys ever thought of looking at Wegmans, the way they do things?
Yeah. Well, I look at a lot of companies that were actually, pretty much every other company I worked for after Wegmans. They go through so much turnover with ideas and thoughts and managers and programs that they don't let them stay enough to be implemented and work. If every year you're changing your HR department around or you're changing your training program around, you never know it's going to actually. We got to actually stick it out. You put this plan together. You get the best minds together. Let the process work. And I think a lot of companies are failing that because when you're changing your process every year, you get people not knowing what's going on. You might lose people year after year and things are changing. So just like an onion, right? You start peeling back the onion, that knowledge, then you're going to come back and you're going to have nothing to the onion after you keep peeling layers off.
Right.
With turnover and things like that. I think that's a big problem with companies changing their programs over and over. One thing about Wegmans, simplification, it's been there for years and they stuck to it. Sounds like a stupid idea, but in the long run, it worked out for them. Same thing with like the Wegmans values. They stick to this core values ever since probably Danny's taken over. It's called like merch, make a difference, empower, respect, care, high standards, and they still stick to that to today.
Because it works.
Yeah, that's our everyone knows what they're working for. That's the values every year. We're not changing this mission statement. And then we also, that business, they try to get good at one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And then move on to the next thing and not trying to manage all these priorities. If you try to manage like 5 or 6 priorities, like, these are like crucial priorities.
Yeah.
You're never going to be good. You're going to keep failing at all.
Chances are one of those is going to be the priority.
Yeah. And you can't put enough tension into 5 priorities to be successful in that one. So you're going to start failing. I see a lot of my current business where we got so many priorities, but we got to put attention on just one. Stop trying to spread your time between 5.
Yeah.
We're going to have failures. We're going to have miscommunications. Stuff's going to fall between the cracks. And we're just going to keep spinning our wheels. It's like running on a treadmill. You're not going anywhere.
I feel like if I were to dissect Wegmans, their whole system enough, I feel like I could implement that in life.
Yeah.
Just like you said, one of the things that a lot of people, including myself, struggle with is prioritizing something like a to-do list.
Yeah.
You write things down on a to-do list, and it's just a bunch of stuff. We don't write it in a specific order.
No.
Which is okay, but you say you write the to-do list for the week, let's say, and then you leave it like that. But what you really want to do is you want to look at and prioritize and color code. I kind of understand what would make a better system for myself. It's the monotony of doing it.
Just doing it.
Doing it for me. I really would.
Discipline.
Discipline. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Discipline's tough.
Is it?
It is. It is, because discipline goes a lot further than just turning on that switch and saying, okay, I'm going to be disciplined. There's more to it psychologically and mentally than just saying.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why discipline's
what I mean?
such I think, a key factor to that. Waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, even though you don't want to, you got to do it.
Right.
And like say with working out, waking up, I don't want to do it. But after a while, it's going to start sticking.
So where do you start? If I, let's say I'm like, okay, I want to live a more disciplined life. Where do you think is the place to begin? The discipline. Okay, we're going to implement discipline in this small facet of your life. Maybe it is waking up or going to bed at a certain time. But where do you think that would be?
Depends
where
on
you
what your
could
priority
snowball.
is. Just like in a business, right? Let's pick one key priority. What priority do you want to be disciplined in? Going to bed on time? Then it just, because then from there, once you just get disciplined in one thing, it makes the other items in your life easier to do. So we could try it. We can try it. Let's find one thing you want to become disciplined about and start doing it.
Yeah. I got to have a real reason, though, right? I say this all the time. I've said it on this podcast before. I love the idea of waking up at like 5:30. Whatever time you wake up, that's an ideal time I'd love to wake up. Everyone else is sleeping.
Yep.
If I have anything I need to get done.
You get done.
The real thing is I got to ask myself the reason why do I want to wake up that early? Is it just if it's just so that I can possibly get things done in the morning that I need to get done, that's good, but I don't always have something to do in the morning. So I need something that's going to last me that I could hold on to and say the reason I'm getting up this early is because X.
Okay.
As opposed to just waking up.
Yeah. Maybe working out.
Not going to happen.
Cold plunge. No.
That would be one of them.
Well, what
I can't
is
use my
maybe
water
waking
now.
up isn't as important to you. There's got to be something more meaningful to you that you need to be disciplined about
There's got to be a reason. Like, why do people work out?
to be healthy, so they live longer.
Right? That is true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who say, like, I love the idea of being skinny. I love the idea of doing that. But
Me too.
They love the idea of being healthy and being all those things, but there's something that's preventing them from doing it. They like the end goal idea, but outside of that, there's no justification for them to do it because they're somewhat have gotten comfortable where they're at. I'm okay with how I
Yeah.
look.
Well, also there's another key factor. This is a deep topic. It doesn't matter in work or life. What do you find more important to you as a award? Right? Is it internal satisfaction or any external satisfaction? So let's say at work, internal might mean, oh, I'm doing a good job. I'm getting praise from my boss. Oh, that's great. Or external is more, oh, I'm gonna get a bigger raise because I'm doing my job.
Right.
So which one motivates you more? Are you more internal type of person where I need that internal satisfaction, or I need that external award system to help motivate me?
I'd say internal because
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that about you. You're more of like, you're not, you're more, I don't know where I want to go with this, but you're more deeper in thought
yeah.
than
I
than
mean,
that. And, maybe that's a better award system, like mentally for you.
yeah, because let's say when I mean, the last time that I was really on a good kick with working out, 4 days a week,
Yeah.
I felt good, right?
But yeah, you look good.
But I have a hard time when someone is like, "Wow, dude, you look good. You look like you've been working out." I have a hard time taking the compliment. It's not that I don't believe somebody. It's just maybe I feel like if I believe it too much, that I'll stop what I'm doing,
Okay.
So when people say like, "Oh, dude, you look really good," you look like you've been, working out. You look healthy. You look great.
Yeah, that's the internal award. Like, look at
It's
that.
n-
Look what I've done.
It's nice to hear that.
But you don't want to hear it.
It's not what I'm going for per se.
Yeah.
I also feel uncomfortable when people say nice things about me.
Just say thank you.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Got a good book for you to read. It's a Dale Carnegie book.
What was it called?
When someone, there's a couple, but I think this one is,
How to take a compliment.
no, there's two of them. I'll bring the book in. It's at work, but I'll bring it in and we'll discuss it one day. But a big part of that is you don't have to get all like when someone compliments you. Sometimes you can't just say, "Oh no, it's not that big of a deal," whatever.
Yeah.
No, just say, okay, yeah, thank you.
Right.
You know,
Because if you
a lot of people don't want that recognition.
downplay it.
Yeah, especially
and-
or at work or something.
yeah.
They're like, oh man, you're the best barber. Thank you so much. It's a great haircut. And you're like, oh no, it's not that good. I'm just doing my job. No, okay, thank you. Just try to work on that maybe. Just say,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, thank you. And leave it at that.
That's a good start.
Yeah. It works. I
Yeah.
notice I catch myself a lot doing that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I used to be weird about that too. Like, I don't want people compliment me on things or at work. Oh, you did, Alex, in the meeting get called out. Oh, you did a good job. Look at him doing that. And thank you.
Yeah, it's weird.
Same thing goes for like
weird.
public speaking, right? If you're in front of a crowd, just keep it short and sweet when you're trying to be a public speaker. And at the end, just like, oh, first of all, I want to say thank you for giving me the time to speak and
Right.
things like that. You know, not trying to get too deep into it.
Really glad you guys got to see me today.
See me today, the famous Nick Hargarther. But
That's 15 R's.
yeah, 15 hours. Yeah, I know that's a lot of hours.
It
Your
is.
name.
It's a weird name.
That's gotta be tough growing up that way.
I'll accept it though. No, but no one's ever complimented me on my last name. So
Well, you have a great last name.
it's
No, what do you say? You have a great last name. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate
thanks,
that.
Alex. I really appreciate that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I internally disagree with you.
Or
I-
after like an
I
interview, oh,
inter-
you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. I
Yeah, yeah.
internally disagree with everything you're saying right now.
Yeah, because a lot of people want to try to deflect that attention against like, oh,
Yeah.
because everyone's humble, right?
Yeah.
No, just thank you, because you earned that. You earned that compliment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I-
take it for heart. And
I fucking
thank you.
deserve it.
Well, you don't have to say that, but thank you.
You're damn
I mean, it's
right.
something we can work on here in the next 9 months of the year, 10 months of the year.
Right. What I do like though is when I feel good about a haircut that I did. That's great too. But also when there's a physical difference to somebody when someone comes in and you can tell they're like, oh, I don't like the way my hair does
Yeah.
this. It's thinning, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And you try something new. You put some suggestions out there on what would make them
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
look good. And after, when they see themselves in the mirror, and you can just tell they feel good about themselves. They're just like, there's new energy about them.
Yeah.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Every time I
It's like a compliment.
get a haircut from you, I feel like I look a totally different person.
Do you?
I love it. The haircuts are great. Yeah. they're
Thanks,
great.
Alex.
There
I
you
really
go.
appreciate that.
You're working on it. No, really, yeah, some great haircuts. So
I'm glad that you feel that way.
thank you. It's all because of you.
Thanks,
found-
Alex.
And with that, you found your purpose and passion in life with work, making people happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I really am lucky I don't feel like I work.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. And I can tell this is something that you're probably a great career to be in because you always, all the career choices you've had, well, like career, like, oh, you want to be occupational therapist, you want to help people.
Yeah.
Make them feel better.
Yeah.
Or the EMT thing, you want to help someone. Yeah, goes a long way. And that's where you find your real or your purpose and your passion.
I guess I
And I
never
see
really,
that now with barbering.
Never
It's
thought
like your
about it that
perfect
way.
niche to make you, happy.
yeah. And maybe that's why I reached a point where I was no longer interested in being like this like famous musician.
Yeah.
Not because I stopped liking music. I think I just saw what it meant to have a full-time real career with music.
Yeah.
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 The initial goal is I want to make music that make people feel good, right?
Yeah, you always
that's,
did.
That's a good sentiment, right? But the overall at the forefront of being somebody who's famous, it's all about you. You.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't even like selling merch to people.
Yeah, it's tough.
I did it,
Yeah.
but when people want, oh, I want to buy a poster. You're telling me you want to buy a poster of me,
Do
and you want me to sign it?
you have any posters?
Not anymore. I did
I'd love to have one.
when I
on
was
the
in
wall.
Atlanta. Should have kept them.
Yeah.
They were beautiful.
Yeah, let's go.
I just didn't feel right about it. I didn't feel
No.
genuinely. I didn't feel like I genuinely wanted that.
No.
You know.
But
So
yeah.
enough about me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you, Al.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Well, I was bringing up the work thing, right?
Yeah.
With jobs, right? The job report came out for January. Wasn't the best as where we wanted it to be, but we had a lot of things going on in
Okay.
early January. a lot of wildfire issues. Could have been the job market down. But one thing I've noticed that's kind of been a trend since 2021 is the Great Resignation. Have you heard about that theory?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well,
Hit me.
the
Hit me
Great
in the
Resignation
people.
refers to like a term or trend that started in 2021, where a large number of workers left their jobs voluntarily. Really messed up the job market.
Okay.
Companies were hard up to hire people, so they raised wages to hire all these people,
Right.
and then it created competition with other companies. I did it myself, job hopping, trying to, because each job I got more money.
Right.
So people were doing that, and that was a crazy trend because each company wanted to compete, and they were giving them higher wages, even more so than people that have been there for years, just to get the talent in
Right.
the door. I found that was a crazy trend. It's kind of dying off now, though. People between ages 25 and 38, I think it was, they're starting to stay in their jobs now, starting to level off that Great Resignation,
Yeah.
where people are bouncing around. Because the more movement there is, the more opportunities to get another job that pays more. Because unfortunately, companies will give you a higher wage if you're coming from the outside than to retain
Right.
employees, which is crazy. Like someone new can come in and make $5,000 more than me a year, but they have no experience. It drives me crazy.
All right. Let me
Why
put
do
it.
companies do that?
I'll put it into perspective for you. Maybe this is gonna be a terrible. I could live in an apartment. Let's say I live in an apartment for 5 years. My rent starts out at $400. By the time that fifth year comes around, let's say I'm $800.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna come in. A new person's gonna come in. This is kind of the opposite, but a new person's gonna come in, start leasing on that fifth year. Their rent is most likely going to be higher than
Yeah.
what mine is,
Yeah.
right? But I think it's just not. Maybe that's not even a good
No.
way to put it. I'm trying to I'm trying to see how to do it here. Yes, it's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I guess. Like
But-
you can't every time you get a new employee, you can't then raise the wage of everybody else to like come up with that
To match with that?
I understand that,
Yeah.
but it is, and that's probably why they don't want you talking about your
Wages. Yeah.
wages.
Yeah.
But what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
Yeah. This is an interesting trend
It is.
that I read about, and it sounds like it's kind of dying off now. People are staying in their jobs longer.
Yeah.
Over a year. But yeah, that Great Resignation led to some companies increasing wages, which is great. Benefits are better. More flexible work schedules came out. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone's competing against, all the businesses are competing.
You guys can just
keep
work at
top
home.
talent.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out.
It was
I wish,
that the Great Resignation. I would have kind of attribute that to a reaction to COVID.
Yeah, that's what it was initially.
It's
Yeah,
100%.
in remote work and the pandemic, people are just going to get some money leaving, or going to leave and get their COVID check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People had time to think about their lives and reflect.
Yeah.
That
Peop-
goes to show you how we're always just constantly moving.
yeah,
You know, we don't even have time to, we don't have time or we don't take time to think, what do I really want?
yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what it was. Yeah, like really want like the flexibility or fulfillment from their work.
Yeah.
Seeing stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of people are doing. Hopefully, like I mentioned earlier, purpose and passion. Finding
Yeah.
what they want to do in life.
I think you have that for the people that in 21 that were in 2021 that were 25
Yeah.
through 38. Those people I think are in a good headspace, in
Yeah.
a better space. What I'm concerned about is the younger generation.
Oh my God.
I'm meeting kids younger and younger that are just not excited. You know, I don't see any. I don't know. On a large scale, I don't really see that much excitement. You know, I meet kids here and there that I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
some are
I'm
okay. Yeah,
happy.
we're not, yeah.
I'm happy that there's you around. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I do a lot. I'm sure every generation looks back at the generation that's coming up and be like, they don't have it.
Yeah.
You know, they got no motivation, but everyone has. That's why we have generations, right? Each generation has a little bit different upbringing, so their values are a little different. Like
Right.
our generation, wants more of a good work culture,
Work-life balance.
work-life balance. And then if you go to like the newer generation, what I don't know what is this, a Z?
Yeah.
The Z bombs. They want more fulfillment and more money. They want to do
Less work,
more money.
more money.
Yep. And then the older generation, I want job security. I want to stay in one place forever. So yeah, each generation's a little different. Because sometimes people are like, you haven't been working the same job for 20 years? Oh my God, you're so lazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, like I just was going what's best for my family.
Right. And
It's
not
going to work for the the benefits, the pay,
right.
fulfillment.
Well, you got to look at the trend in companies too. Companies changed along with that curve
Oh,
through
yeah.
each generation.
It's wild. Every job you go to, people are like, it used to be so much better. No matter what job you go to,
Yeah.
it was better back
Yeah.
in the day. So what the hell happened? When can I get that job where it's so great? Like when is it gonna tables shift and things get better, better, better?
I look forward to a day, if it's going to happen, where they bring back like Bring Your Kid to Work Day. You know, I used to go to Bring Your Kid to Work Day with my pops.
That's
and
awesome.
It used to be, it was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck my dad did for work. All I knew
I
is
still don't.
all,
You can work for the CIA. I have no idea, Dan. What do you do?
everyone says. All I know is there was laptops involved, and I was
Oh, yeah.
young, loved
Yeah.
technology,
Yeah.
and I had this memory of maybe it was the first time I went to Bring Your Kid to Work Day, and they had like events going on for it. It wasn't just you show up and you work with your dad. They had stuff that was like Bring Your Kid to Work Day. You know, come to this booth, do this,
Yeah.
do that. They had activities.
You have nothing like that now.
They started to prioritize their bottom line. You know,
Yeah, but
and they cut their head off.
why can't they prioritize the bottom line, but still give enough back to their employees to have a good work environment? Because people don't leave
they
jobs just to leave jobs.
No.
The
No.
work culture plays a big fact. Obviously, money always does too.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people don't want to leave a job and they're making less money because the benefits are good, the work culture's good.
Right.
But they can go somewhere else and make more money. But I'm going to stay here. Like people at Wegmans, right? They come into Wegmans as a young child and being a cashier. You can be there, 15, 16 years old.
Yep.
And they're going to stay at Wegmans their whole life. They work their way up, become a team leader in the store, and they go to corporate, do this and that once they get their degree. And they stay there the whole life.
Yeah.
So why can't companies kind of bring that in, try to keep people?
I think they want. I don't know. I think companies they want that, but they don't. They don't show it like externally. Because you can. If I said right now, sorry, itchy nose. If I said right now that okay, I want to do exactly what you just said. I want to start working for Wegmans wherever they hire me in at,
Yeah.
and I want to work my way up to become a store manager. Theoretically, I should be able to hit that and become a store manager at some point. The problem is that I've noticed it's not guaranteed because you have something called politics.
Oh, yeah.
You could want that store manager position, but you could be a great worker, but if whoever's in charge of making that decision, if they like somebody over here better than you, it doesn't matter if they
Yeah.
do the job better than you or worse. It's about they just
Yeah.
like them better.
Yeah.
And I noticed that talking to various people when I lived in Atlanta, people who worked for Publix, the grocery store, and had that exact mindset, and they were pushed down essentially, and meant they were pushed to stay in certain positions.
Yeah, I feel kind of that way. My experience there at Wegmans, I thought, man, I'm going to work my way up, be a manager, get this
Right.
and that. Because I know I'm going to have the work ethic, so of course they're going to choose me.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's not all about that. Yeah, politics do play a part about who you know and who you kind of get close with.
Right.
Luck has a lot to do with it too. Be at the right place, right time when
Mm-hmm.
they're making these movements or changes. Because all it takes is one mistake and your name is tarnished. And
right.
but yeah, so yeah, it's hard.
You get one sexual harassment thing, and
Yeah.
you're done.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Thanks a lot.
Can't jerk off on an airplane anymore.
Well, you can
Yeah, in the bathroom. Yeah,
in the bathroom.
yeah. Never have.
Same.
I wonder how many people do.
By by a show of hands, who has jacked off on this airplane? Come on, we've been in here for 12 hours.
I would love to be a captain and do that. This is your captain speaking. Quick raise of hands. How many people have jacked off in the bathroom today?
We just want to know how many people jacked off in the airplane.
We're making our final descent into Houston. Weather is 80 degrees.
Weather's
flying
good.
JetBlue.
And the bathroom is filled with semen.
We're going to have to make an emergency pit stop. We're overweight.
We're overweight.
Doesn't make any sense.
A lot of
because
heavy loads.
You have the same weight going in,
We're over.
so it'd be the same weight.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
The urine and the dookie.
Yeah, but I come in with that urine and dookie in my belly
That's a good point.
or my
Ooh,
body.
never thought about
So
that.
the weight transfers the same.
Never thought about that.
Yeah. Space.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. I never thought about that either.
Yeah.
So if you take a poop, it doesn't matter with the weight because you came in with that poop.
Right. Right.
Right?
Real quick before we, because I like where we're going with this.
Yeah.
But
No,
real
we're going
quick.
way off.
No, I like
course.
it though. I like it. I have one
like
more
you.
point. I gotta have the last word.
Next last word.
I think that with that sentiment, with what we were talking about, where you have a goal in mind, with working for a corporation, politics being involved, yada yada yada. I think that's why maybe I push people so hard. I try to get, when I talk to people and they seem unhappy in their current situation, I ask them, what do you like doing? Is there anything that you like
Yeah.
doing that you could turn into a business? Or if you were to start a business, what would you do? Because when you're doing your own thing, within reason, you have the control, all right? If you want to be, let's just use what I know. If you want to be a barber, all right, you go to school, you become a barber. If your goal is to have a shop and to eventually, let's say, have, like, franchise it and make it this big thing, you have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
There's things that could stop you, but ultimately, if you want to get there, there's a path to getting there. Or maybe if you just want to be a barber and just work in a shop and rent
Yeah.
from somebody, there's a clear path.
Found this cool quote about finding that path.
About how to find it?
Yeah, and risk taking. Risk is a down payment on success. You got to take a little risk
That's a
to
good
get
one.
where you want.
That's
and
a
then
good-
people aren't willing to take that risk, right?
That's a good nugget.
That's how I am right now. I know we have many talks about
Yeah.
where we want to be in our life, where I want to be, what do I want to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But I know what I'm doing isn't really 100% what I want to do long term.
Which is probably just as important as finding out and knowing what you do want to do, right?
Yeah.
How can you figure out what you want to do if you haven't figured out that what you're doing isn't what you want to do?
This is what I want to do.
Yeah. So,
we're doing it. We're taking a risk. I
We're-
quit my job today for this.
we
Just kidding. Kidding, boss. If you're listening, I'm kidding.
right.
Still there. I'm coming in tomorrow.
No, but that's a huge point. It's like people say things in passing, and I take them literally, and I tell them, you could do that. Someone says, oh, I wish, it'd be so cool if I could, have a podcast with my friends and make that a thing.
Yeah.
You can.
You can. Look at it. You can do anything you want. It's America.
You can do anything you want, within reason, within laws and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of people that don't realize that the only thing that's stopping you is yourself.
Yeah.
I really try to push so hard. I was trying to convince someone the other day that they should open up a coffee shop. Not because I wanted them to open up a coffee shop, but they told me.
You see their purpose come out of them. Like
That's what
they see
they-
them get a little more excited, a little more, their posture changes a little bit when they talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that they really want to do. Yeah.
This is just another individual who's unhappy with what they're doing. The job is okay. The people they work with, meh. But I said, have you ever thought about working for yourself and what you would do if you did that?
Yeah.
What kind of business you'd open? And this gentleman said, a coffee shop. I said, would you do it here in Rochester or would you go somewhere else? He said, I'd probably do it in Rochester. I
There
said,
you go.
I think it would do well. I think if you put your time, you have a vision. That's your moment to be creative. And there's no reason why it's not
You
going to
can't.
work.
Yeah.
So
Do it.
I said, what do you think it's going to cost? Because here's the toss-up. does this individual continue to go to school to get a degree in business?
No.
Or does this individual, and this is what I told him, I said, how much do you think it's going to cost you to finish out college? He said, well, I got so this many years left. This is how much it costs. I said, okay, so let's say about 50 grand. Do you want to spend that 50 grand in college learning about business admin? Been there, done that.
Me too.
Or do you theoretically try to find and come up with that money so you can open up a business?
What he needs to ask himself is a degree in business administration or any degree. Is that going to help his coffee shop? No.
But people think because
It does. They got to have that.
Well,
Yeah.
business, you got to have a business
No.
degree.
No.
Some of the most successful businesses are from people who created them that A, dropped out of college, B, didn't go to college, C, dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
So you got to
Yeah,
just hit
for
the
sure.
ground running, you know?
Yeah, that's a big one. Because like in school, like, oh yeah, I learned about organizational structures. Oh, I got this siloed structure. I got a hybrid structure.
Yeah.
Is that really going to teach me how to run my own business? No.
No.
Especially in the coffee world. Yeah,
It's
there's a
not.
few degrees you need to get out there if you want to be a doctor or anything else like specialized, like a lawyer. But if you think about in the end, before you go to school, which is tough as a teenager, is this degree going to help me get my job that I want? No.
Right.
Most likely it won't. You don't need a degree in most jobs.
Right. Well, and a lot of people are getting degrees and stuff that they don't even end up doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I could talk all day about how things are set up. Apparently, as of like a couple of days ago, the Department of Education is
No longer?
liquidated.
Wow.
I don't know
I
how
saw that
real
little
that is.
reel. The guy was blocking all the Congress members.
Yeah.
And the Congress members are so like entitled. I'm a sitting member of Congress. How couldn't you not let me in this building? Oh, because you're not invited.
Oh, what's that lady's name?
Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters.
Yeah, or something like that. And there's others there too. That's just the one I notice. But yeah, I'm like, oh, you're so entitled. Like, oh, they're not gonna let you in a building? No, you're Congress. Go in your Congress building.
I know.
Worry about that.
Her voice bugs me.
No, I don't know. I just thought it was just very entitled how they were talking, and they're
Yeah.
mad they weren't. Why do they want to get in that building so bad? I don't know. I should have read more.
So
into
you're
it.
telling me you're going to stand here
And not let me in.
and not let me in? The guy's like,
yeah, yeah,
so if we're here all day. Yep.
yeah. That's what I would do. Keep the doors locked, and if you want people in, don't let people in.
Yeah.
And I love the move to have education back to the states. No more federal Department of Education.
Isn't that how we lower the cost of college?
I don't know.
Well, think about it. The only reason one of the reasons that college is expensive now is because it's backed, most of the loans are backed by the government.
True.
So what's the incentive?
Yeah.
What's the incentive?
That's so predatory too. Them attacking
Of course.
young kids, not young kids, but young adults, young teenagers,
Yeah.
getting into the career and telling them, hey, you got to get this loan, and it's through the government.
Yep.
You can never go bankrupt on it, and you got to pay it till forever because it's going to take forever to pay off.
And if
that's
you-
predatory.
And if you don't pay it off for whatever reason, it's okay because
We're gonna
the
garnish
college
your
is going to
wages.
get their money anyways.
Yeah, college
and
got it.
And the government is going to it's got your back.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem right there.
Yeah.
There's no reason that college. Now I'll give it to like places like U of R, right? Very nice place, right? Nice dorm rooms and all that fun stuff. They're really
Really?
putting a
I've
lot
been
of
to the
money. What's that?
I've never been in their dorms.
I've never been inside them. Not recently,
They just look
anyways.
nice.
But when I did Uber, I used to drop
Oh,
kids
kids
off.
there.
at-
Yeah, they're
Dude,
nice.
they have their own fucking townhomes.
I know. Yeah.
There's no reason why college should be close to $100,000 a year.
No.
You're out of your damn mind.
No. Because the teachers or the professors aren't getting that.
No,
Where's it going?
they shouldn't. I mean,
It's going to administrators, other special interests. They have interest in that college, probably getting little kickbacks.
it's going back into the college
yeah.
to get more students.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, I don't know, dude.
No, but I think education should go back to the states, especially for high school.
Yeah.
We're spending all this money in tax dollars just to have kids failing, education system in decline. Why are we wasting? Obviously, this model that we have is not working. Give it back to the states so the states can individualize their needs for teaching.
Yeah.
Teach the kids what they feel is right for whatever that state needs, and then go from there. As you know, my thought in school is, anyways, for how it's basically there to get kids in line, teach them young, walk in line to class, follow
Yeah.
the rules, be a good soldier, basically.
Right.
To prepare you for the real world, right? So when you get out of school, you pay your taxes. You're, not breaking the law, which no one should break a law that hurts someone. But
Right.
you follow the rules and you stay in line, be a good taxpayer to fund the system. That never
Well, it does make for a better society.
school.
Well,
Or for kids learning.
Well, like having
the
like
kids
this,
learning not to be creative and
having the structure.
to dumb things down for kids.
I think
Have
they
them
can-
learn stuff they don't really want to learn.
if they could have the structure, but have the structure in the right places, right? But not so structured that this is what you're going to learn. This is what you have to
He's
be
like, oh,
tested
John,
on,
like,
you know?
oh, Johnny, you're too crazy. You got to go to this class because you might be a little hyperactive, but
Right.
keep learning the social studies or sit down and read your book. When
Right.
obviously that's not what the kid's designed to do. He's designed to be out in the wilderness, maybe learning some trades,
Right.
learning some survival skills. Stuff like that, I think, is more beneficial long run. Or use your creativity. Don't break down a kid so much they're not creative anymore.
Instead, figure out what they
Yeah.
like to do.
Yeah. Or I'm big. Maybe have more art classes, have more musical education, more things to help bring out creativity at a young age instead of just like, oh no, this is what you're going to be learning. These blocks, you got to learn it. It's forced. And meanwhile, when you go to lunch, make sure you stay in line, get your tray, eat your food, be quiet.
Right. I mean,
Don't throw an apple at the teacher's door.
if they want to, like, I think education in this country, at least I can speak on, has become a point to where it's a big money maker. So, okay, let's give them this, right? Make your money, do what you got to do to make money, but just have a better education system. And then that way people won't complain. Because
Yeah.
the reason people are complaining is because not only is it expensive and people are spending their money, but they feel like they're getting duped and they're not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
So get your fucking money, but create a better education system to where
It's individualized.
it's individualized.
to the student and to the, at a state level, so that the federal government make a decision. This is what we got to learn at these levels.
How hard is
Yeah.
that to do? You
Yeah.
know?
And when you see these kids failing in any school, but I notice the city of Rochester sometimes doesn't have the best passing rates.
Yeah.
Are you making this educational plan or whatever to fit the needs of the students? No, you're not, because obviously they're not engaged. They don't want to be there.
Right.
Find something to engage them. It might not be your traditional learning, but you got to find something to get these kids engaged and staying in school.
Yeah, you're just passing them off.
Yeah, passing them off. Parents use this as like a daycare. The kid doesn't want to be there because they don't want to learn about, the Boston Tea Party or whatever the hell you want to call it. No, they want to go
Let 'em
and
learn that
they
when they're
want
older.
to be creative and learn something that's going to be useful.
More air in this chair.
Maybe, there you go.
There we go.
Maybe more about coding or about computers or gaming.
Yeah, dude.
Use your
Get 'em
talents.
inspired.
I've said it before where kids, if your kid is bad at math but good at tennis, you get the kid a tennis coach. You don't get them
Where's the IT guy?
he's right here. But no, you don't give him a math tutor. No, give him a tennis coach. So them excel
Right.
what they're good at. Don't bring them down and really dread what they're doing.
Do you remember that viral video years ago of this kid with long hair?
No, I don't.
It was this kid, super long hair, like down to his ass, and he gets up in class, and he walks out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I know what
he's
you're
like,
talking
if you wanna, what did he say? He's like, if you want to teach these kids something, you got to touch their heart.
about.
He goes, we come into class and all you do is you give us a book and throw us a packet and say, go ahead.
Yeah,
You got, and he's basically saying what we're talking about
Yeah.
now. Like you're not even teaching these
Yeah.
kids. I'm not saying every teacher's doing that, but fuck, dude. Most kids dread going to school.
yeah. I did.
I did too. The only reason I wanted to go,
Just hang out with my friends.
see my boys.
See my boys.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go to lunch.
Yep.
Play some gym. But that's what a young boy wants to do. They want to be physical and have fun. And when you try to trap a kid into 8 hours a day being in a classroom, of course they're going to act out.
Right.
And of course they're going to show some issues.
Little Timmy's got a problem.
Yeah, you drug him up a little bit. Make
You
him
gotta-
calm.
I think he needs Adderall.
Adderall.
Give him Adderall.
Give him some meth.
Give him some meth.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, but when he becomes a problem in high school, he's picking on the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because he's on meth.
yeah. Maybe he's on Adderall for his whole life, and it's changed, the way he can think, and
Yeah.
you take away all his creativity.
But Timmy, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs,
When
Tim.
you get out of high school, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Because those are bad, Timmy.
Yeah.
Unless they're prescribed by the doctor.
And make sure you go to college and take that loan out.
Yeah.
You can't drink, can't smoke, but you take out $100,000 loan for 4 years.
Right. And joke's on you, Timmy. You've been taking Adderall since you were like 14. So you're gonna need to continue taking Adderall while you're in
Or it's
college.
gonna kill you.
Because if you don't, you're gonna become a school shooter.
Yeah. Well, you're laughing at school shooting. We should laugh.
Sorry.
Serious. If
Sorry.
you know someone in trouble, please call 1-800. Call
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Or wink. Let me see. Are you guys winking? No. Okay. Blink twice if. You ever met a kid?
No.
You ever met a kid and you were like, definitely school shooter vibes? Like young kid, like 8-year-old kid, and you're like, this kid could be a school shooter.
Because they're just kind of like antisocial.
I don't know. You look at him and you judge him and you say, that's a school shooter.
I have.
Me too.
But it's probably not right of me to do.
Are you supposed to tell the parents if they're right there?
Lock up your guns.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes you get a vibe.
Yeah.
But
This kid
who can know?
could be a school shooter.
Anyone can do it, or can flip a switch, not know. It's a very
Yeah.
complex problem.
Usually not the popular kid, though.
No. Yeah. Never know though.
Yeah. You know who would have been a great
School shooter.
I'm so sorry. This is taking a dark turn. But yeah, you know who would have been a great school shooter? Evan Peacock.
Oh man. What are the kids doing?
Me too. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah.
I just want to preface this by saying I have always been nice to Evan. Because I noticed a lot of people not being so nice to Evan. And
I know it
always,
drives me nuts. I hate when people are not nice to people.
I always went out of my way to be nice to him because I know how it felt.
Yeah.
I just want to say that to the people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, people used to call me Peach Fuzz because my hair kind of like grows out,
yeah,
you know.
people call you that?
Yeah, well, back in the day, it was called Peach Fuzz.
Wow.
This kid used to picking on me like no tomorrow.
You got picked on.
Oh yeah.
When was the most, like, would you say middle school, elementary, middle, or high school? I felt like you were, like,
Elementary felt for sure.
Mhm.
I'd get beat up, and most of the time it's on the bus. It's the worst bullying or time to get beat up. I remember I got kicked so hard in the gut by a kid that I was pissing blood.
Wow.
When I was younger, probably like 5th or 6th grade.
Do you know who it was?
Yeah, I forgot his name though. He lived down the street. Last name Troyer. They own a horse farm. No offense. Hopefully the kid's doing good.
No.
He's a couple grade older.
Oh, fuck
but
that
he was
kid.
a middle schooler that was staying late, and he rode the elementary bus and fucking just kicked me so hard. Fucking hurt.
What? Do you know why I did it?
No.
Just out of nowhere?
I don't know. He's just a bully. Well, he's picking on me.
What happened?
I don't know.
I mean, like your parents find out.
Oh yeah. I told my parents, and the kid got in trouble, and I had to go to the doctors. Or I don't think I went to the hospital, but I had to go to the doctors
God.
to get checked out because I was not doing good.
How are we gonna handle that as a parent?
You know, that's why I went to homeschool the kid.
They
If
did
that
what
happens
to my kid?
I'm gonna tell my kid. First of all, I'm gonna teach him how to defend himself.
Yeah.
But if someone does that to you, light them up, light their ass. Not school shooter, light up, but your fists. Sorry, I should.
honey, if he picks on you again, you take your gun out.
No. No, but no. Teach him to defend himself, and know how to throw a punch.
Yeah. I
Definitely.
definitely want to introduce combat sports.
Combat
to my
sports,
daughter.
boxing, mixed martial arts.
It builds
Probably
confidence.
jiu-jitsu. I like jiu-jitsu a lot because you take a lot of the risk out of no, if you get in a street fight, you're taking a lot of risk. If you punch someone and they fall out or get knocked out
Yeah.
and they hit their head on the way down on concrete on a
Yeah.
curb or something, or just hitting their head normally coming down on a driveway or something,
Yeah.
that guy could die. A lot of risk. And also you could break your hand, break your wrist when you're punching someone.
Apparently it hurts when you hit someone in the face.
The person punching gets hurt.
Yeah.
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 Your knuckles are very weak. It's like probably some of the weakest bones.
You probably, most likely, if you hit somebody's face, you're going to break your hand or break some bones in your hand.
Yeah. You gotta know how to hit them just right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot can go wrong. You could get hurt, but you could bring like a combat sport like jiu-jitsu or something where you're using a lot of holds or locks. You really can control the whole fighting if you can get them in a good, like if you start grappling them and get them in, between your forearms, and
Yeah.
the head, you can really control that person. I don't know. That's called the Russian grapple or so. I forgot what that move is called, but that's a great move. And you really can control that person. They can't do anything. Mm-hmm. You can deliver some kicks in their gut if you want to.
You can really tire them out too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Most people gas out in like 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
In a fight.
Yeah, for sure. Even the best people, even if you're in the best condition, you get gassed pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost, I almost wonder what that would be like. I don't want to get in a fight ever. But I often wonder what I would be capable of.
I've been in some, like in a training environment, right? You get
Yeah.
you get tired quick, and it's scary. Like you're trying to get your breath back, and you're fighting a couple rounds.
Yeah, you're like-
yeah.
You got to have that control.
As you're fighting someone, right?
That's
control your
insane.
breathing. I
And
remember
your adrenaline
a
too.
few times in Border Patrol where I got in a couple, scuffles,
Yeah.
and you're by yourself. That's the worst. Like you're in the dark.
You did that?
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah, by myself.
But these people are like 3 feet tall that you're fighting.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of them. I could always use my weight. But that's something. If you find someone that knows how to fight, though,
It's tough.
that doesn't matter at that point in size. But a lot of these people didn't know how to fight. They just wanted to get their freedom.
Yeah.
But yeah, one time a guy jumped out. I was walking through an orange grove or orange orchard,
That's
walking down
pleasant.
the lines of trees.
That's pleasant.
Yeah, it was probably like 2:00 in the morning.
Just
We're looking for
picking-
this guy.
picking
I got my
oranges.
flashlight. And I'm thinking at the base of the trees, right? So I'm looking. All of a sudden, the guy jumped. He was in the tree. He jumped down on me. I think I got a bad concussion because I don't remember much after that. But getting in a scrap after that. But then eventually I was able to use my weight and got on top of him and
What was
control
your-
him from there.
What's that feeling like when someone fucking jumps on you out of nowhere? Like, it's survival, right?
Yeah, especially you're not expecting it. Yeah, it's a little panic. But you always revert back to your training from what I've dealt with. But yeah, the first time, I was new at that time. And the first time ever getting something that was real and by yourself. And you can't really call out where you are. Oh, yeah, I'm in
I'm in the orange grove.
I'm in the Orange Grove. And another
In the
thing
Orange
about
Grove.
Border Patrol, right, too, if you get in, like, city cops, right, you could give out street names. Oh, I'm at, 295 Lake Avenue.
Right.
Border Patrol, I'm by the big tree.
Fucking A.
We have to use landmarks for where we are. Because we have
Never-
the big tree, the
never thought
farmer's
about
pump.
that.
Yeah, you don't have, and if you get in something quick enough, you can't really call it your coordinates. Wow. So if you're in the middle of like a brushy area, you want to look at your GPS to see where you're at.
Right.
You can't. So you got to rely on yourself to find, fix, and finish that problem. And whatever you got to do, get that guy in cuffs, take care of it.
When do you know? Here's a tough question. How do you know when it's the time to pull that gun out?
It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say your threshold was pretty high?
Because they teach you got to be able to justify what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that in the heat of the moment. Right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's really difficult.
it's anytime someone's got a deadly weapon, you're going to meet that with the next level of force,
Right.
which is deadly physical force. If someone's trying to fight you, you might not. You never want to fight a fair fight, in the law enforcement profession. So you always want to be one step ahead. So if someone's
Right.
trying to fight with your hands-on, right? Depending on skill set, and you could be able to articulate that later on. But if you see someone they know how to fight, and you're by yourself and you're kind of tired out, you could maybe use deadly physical force because you
Right.
could justify it. The guy was a trained fighter. I could tell by this and this how he was approaching me and how he was fighting me. You could do that, but you always want to try to go one level up. Either you go to your pepper spray, baton.
Right. Not immediately. Of course.
Especially if you don't have a weapon. Yeah, it's not going to look good. But you can justify, if let's say it's a female versus male, sometimes you could justify, yeah, the guy was a male, he knew how to fight.
Right.
By myself, I was out of breath, so I decided to use deadly physical force.
He jumped out of an orange tree.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. But no, yeah. At that moment, I didn't really have time to get the gun. The radio was not, my clip was knocked off, so I couldn't get to my handheld radio or the mic. Yeah.
Were you pissed?
Oh, yeah.
Were you like really fucking just when you got him under control and you were like, you motherfucker?
Yeah. I could see why cops sometimes do on videos look like they're doing the wrong thing and they might be using too much force.
Yeah. Because they're scared.
It's scared.
You scared the fuck out of them.
Once you get in that red,
yeah,
it's hard to. You're just saying that guy just caused me pain. I'm fighting for my life.
right.
It's hard to pull yourself back out of that.
That's tough.
Yeah. And that's why I think cops should have the best training that you can get for that type of scenarios.
Yeah.
So you can stay calm and
ongoing
control it.
ongoing therapy.
Yeah, I saw a video recently. Yeah, I got a lot of therapy. I saw recently, I think it was a cop in Canada. He was fighting a guy. The guy probably was drunk on an accident intersection, and for some reason the cop was fighting the other guy
Yeah.
and got him on the ground. And the cop pushes away from the guy, lets the guy get up, and then he goes back, lets the guy go back to his truck. Once my instructors used to say, once you go to the dance, bring him to the dance. Don't let him go.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
Take care of it. Don't try to pussyfoot around it.
Just get him.
If they want to dance, let's dance. Don't let him, especially don't let him get back to his vehicle because who knows what kind of weapons you have there.
Right.
The guy actually pulled out an axe at that point on his
Jesus
truck.
An axe.
An axe. And the cop never shot the guy.
They're a little lighter. A little lighter over there.
Yeah, but if someone's coming at me with an axe, that's a whole different story. He ended up tasing the guy, but he initially drew his gun. Because, like I said, you always want to meet that physical force to the next level. So if you see something like a gun or a knife, gun
Yeah.
always, but a knife or an axe or something like that, or a bat, it's probably going to go to your firearm at that point. If you
Right.
can justify that. Because if I were to take a hit with a bat or axe,
You're done.
you could be done, or they could take your gun off you once they do hit you and you're knocked out type situation. So you got to be able to articulate that, and hopefully, if you do have to use deadly physical force, you have a lawyer with you before you give any kind of statement or anything like that.
Right. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine having to potentially go to work every single day.
Yeah, not knowing.
And encounter that.
I know. It's
You
wild.
know.
Yeah. As a 20-year-old, you don't think about that. You think, oh, I'm having some fun tonight. That's why I used to love
You wanted to dance.
my days off for Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Because I want to work Friday, Saturday. That's the busy nights. I
Yeah.
want to go into the weekend freaking full speed. And I want to work afternoons because once it gets dark, that's when the fun happens.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. I didn't like working the overnights just because I get tired at 3 or 4 o'clock. That's why I like
Yeah.
working like a 4 to midnight because, from 8 to midnight, or if you work a little overtime, 8 to 2 a.m., it was fun.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to work doing border patrol at night, but maybe from your experience, maybe that was the better. Maybe you were. Maybe it was better.
More fun as a younger adult.
Okay, more fun, not necessarily the
'cause
best.
I can go seek in the dark.
I just loved playing hide and go seek.
Yeah, I can go seek in the dark.
Come here, buddy.
One thing that is nice about the dark, if you use your technology wisely, you can use a FLIR or thermal imaging.
Yeah.
And I can get a layout, like if I can get a high ground, I can see a whole layout of the area and I can pick out these hot spots and use that to find people a lot quicker than I can in the daylight.
You can see them where they're at.
And
Whereas if you're in the daylight and you're trying to put yourself at the high point,
yeah, and try to see in the brush might be hard. It might not stick out as much.
the stick in the helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, night's where it's at. That was fun.
That's wild. Hey, it was, I don't know. You got good stories.
Yeah.
I got good pictures out of it.
Yeah, you got some good pictures of it. Yeah, some drugs and some
Yeah.
drug loads that we got back in the day. Working the Texas Rangers. Worked with the Army National Guard for Texas, which was fun. Worked on an international government liaison unit, which was cool.
So you got to work on a few different.
Different. What do you call them? Like operations, I guess, or details.
Details.
Yeah. One called the Javelina Thunder, which is a javelina down south, like a wild boar or pig.
Oh my god.
So that was cool. They called it Javelina Thunder.
I've seen videos of those. Did you get to when you were out doing some of these details? Were there a lot of were there wild boars out there and stuff you also had to watch out for?
Yeah. They pretty much run away from you, but they would get aggressive sometimes. I had to climb into a tree once. I remember I was sitting on I used to sit on this stretch of railroad tracks because it would run east to west. And obviously everyone crossing illegally is going to be going north.
Right.
South to north. So you want to east to west, you got a big long stretch, no trees, no brush in the way. So if you got sensors going off, you can cover a large strip of ground. So
Right.
I'd have my thermal imaging at night going east to west, seeing when people would be crossing. One night I'm sitting on the railroad tracks. I hear the brush starts rustling. I'm like, holy shit, it's got to be a big group of people coming at me.
Right.
Like, I'm ready. This is it. I got like 20, 30 guys running at me. Let's go. And it being like 20 pigs. So I climbed up in the tree that was right behind me to try to get away from because I didn't want to shoot them all.
Right.
Because I didn't know like paperwork and I still think I was probation at that point.
You still got to do paperwork if you shoot a pig?
Probably anytime you discharge your firearm, I would assume.
Jesus.
I don't know the exact policy or remember the exact policy, but yeah, I'm like, oh, there's going to be a lot of paperwork. So I just climbed in a tree and waited.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I get a kick out of watching the videos on YouTube of people with their
Hunting.
like thermal like night sights or whatever, and just
Pounding the pigs.
fucking nailing them, dude.
Yeah, I love when they're flying helicopters, chasing them down or on dirt bikes. It's pretty cool.
The fact that they have to hit with the caliber that they're using, the fact that they have to hit them like 2-3 times to put them down.
Yeah,
that's insane.
they're tough. Yeah.
That's
Guess where they're from?
oh, hold on. Yep, I don't know.
Russia.
Are they really?
They're natural to Russia, I believe.
They came over here.
And somehow, because they're not natural to the U.S., that's why they're an invasive species.
Jesus,
And they destroy the environment.
it makes a lot
That's
of
why
sense.
people are hunting them the way they do. But yeah.
They got that I don't give a fuck grit like a
Oh, yeah.
like a Russian.
Oh, yeah. And their teeth will fuck you up. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. They're just,
What do they do?
Nasty.
They'll like fucking eat you, right?
yeah, probably.
They'll
I don't know about that.
they'll fuck
But
you
they'll
up,
bite
though.
you. Yeah, they'll fuck you up. Yeah. They got some good teeth.
and they got the tusks or whatever.
Tusk, yep. And the
Jesus.
rattlesnakes were an issue. Those are scary as shit.
You shoot them.
I never shot one.
Hard to shoot.
Yeah, it's a
Aim for
small
the-
target.
Shoot
They're
them in
coiled up, I guess. It's
Shoot them in
easy.
the legs.
Yeah. Oh, I love that's the best. Oh, shoot him in the leg. No.
Shoot them in the leg.
No.
Yeah, you try to aim at the legs.
Well, be honest with you, legs probably gonna kill them faster if you hit them. They're gonna bleed out pretty quick. Probably in 2 minutes. If you hit them just right, they're gonna bleed out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
A person. What?
But it's like fucked up to hit them in the head.
A person?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. That's also a hard target as well,
Yeah.
right? But center mass is
Center
the
mass
best.
is the easiest target. It can't move as fast as everything else because you got to move your whole body.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest proportion to aim at. But there's drills where if center mass isn't putting that person down, if they're wearing body armor or whatever,
Right.
You go double tap and then one to the head type such drills. We used to do a lot of that. With this one company I worked for, that was fun. A lot of high speed tactical stuff. Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
yeah.
Oh,
We
you
got pretty-
did it.
Got pretty proficient. So,
Yeah. Now you're good.
which reminds
dude.
me, we got to go to the range again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I have to order some range rounds.
I have range rounds.
You do?
Yeah,
Well, I still got to order them.
yeah.
I haven't ordered them since the new laws 2 years ago.
I know. I bought ammo once for this new law, and they took my pistol license, blah blah blah. Did a background check. It's such a pain in the ass.
What do they? And they charge you, right? They charge you at the.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if I remember, it's about a minute.
It was like $20.
Yeah, I don't know if that much, but maybe.
Maybe that's just what they charge for. When you order a new firearm, you send it there. They send you. It's like $25, $30.
To the county?
No, I'm sorry for the
To do background check, the ATF
for the person
one?
that's got the FFL.
FFL. Oh, okay.
Like if you
Yeah.
send it to All Star Tactical
Yeah.
and you go there to pick up your firearm, they're going to charge you
Yeah.
for using their.
Yeah. Yeah, they can make money too as FFL, right? It's not cheap to have one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's some risk involved in selling guns to people. You're responsible for that if they
Yeah.
have going crazy. So,
It's just I think with the ammo thing, it's a little bit annoying.
yeah, pain in the ass.
Yeah, because they don't typically. I don't know. I've never tried to go buy range ammo from like All Star Tactical or any of those places. But they
try.
typically
You can go.
have. The one time I went in there looking for ammo, they had a fucking small corner bookshelf, and they're
Yeah.
like, "That's what we got."
Yeah, there was a time, 2019, 2020, a lot of ammo was being bought and they couldn't keep up. And because of COVID, people were making it
Yeah.
because, no one wanted to work in those facilities.
Right.
So yeah, ammo was really hard to find, but now I think go to like Runnings or I don't think Dick sells fire or handgun ammo. anymore.
Cabela's.
Yeah, Cabela's running. I know Runnings does. That's one I like to go to. They got plenty of ammo now.
Where are they at?
They got one in Brockport.
So I could just technically go out there and get some range ammo.
Yep.
That might be fun, just to go out there and
Yeah.
just check it out.
Yeah.
Should we go right now?
Yeah. We got time.
All right.
Yeah. Bye. No, yeah, we can go.
That'd be cool.
I used to order online. I don't know if they can do that anymore in New York State. I haven't tried since these new laws.
Yeah. Did you ever order from the place I used to use?
I use Limited Outdoor or something like that.
Okay.
Outdoor Limited.
Outdoor Limited.
And then there was a Target USA or Target Sport USA or
Yeah.
that I use.
Can't remember the place I used to use. They used to send it right to my house.
Yeah, sent right to my house. The problem is shipping's a little expensive sometimes. It'd be cheaper if you just go right to the store, but their ammo is cheaper in the long run.
Yeah.
You're buying it from a place that just sells ammo.
Sure.
But what I need to do is just buy in bulk. Save some money and buy like 1,000 rounds. Save a lot more money in the long run.
Yeah. Stop being a fucking cheap fuck.
Just buy that 1,000.
Yeah. It's
People probably listen, what the hell does he need 1,000 rounds for? You go through a lot if you
Well, it's not-
go to the range enough.
Well, yeah, it's not okay. So the difference is range ammo is not conducive for defending yourself.
Still going to kill you.
Well, it's still gonna fucking
Yeah, it's not going to do as much. Yeah,
but it's
they
gonna
call it ball ammo.
it's gonna go through somebody, and it's gonna go and potentially hit somebody else,
Yeah.
right?
Ball
whereas
ammo, yeah.
whereas when you have
Hollow point.
hollow point, the tip of the bullet opens up inside somebody,
Yeah.
and it just bounces around, hits all their organs like a little ping pong.
Yeah, maybe ping pong. But yeah, definitely, yeah, because it expands out. And
Maybe
then,
more like pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But goes in, causes more damage.
Right.
It spreads that, instead of trying to carry that energy through that target,
Right.
the energy's going to go in and expand out.
Right.
So those shock waves are going to go through the body, which is going to cause more damage.
Right.
The energy's got to be dispersed. It's like carrying the energy in that small ball going through you. It's got more energy spread out. And that's what you want. You want all the energy behind the bullet going into that person and causing as much damage
Right.
as you can.
Right. We're not buying 1,000 rounds of defensive ammo, but
No.
although you should stock up. But
Yeah, it's good to have ammo. One guy taught me every time you go to the store, buy a box of ammo, like a 20 round, because you never know what's gonna be short. So go buy what you can.
I wish I knew this. I went to fucking Costco the other day.
I don't think they sell it. But
Every
if you-
time you go to the store.
yeah, or once a month, go to Runnings, buy a box.
Yeah.
And you're never gonna, it's gonna be a nice, get you a nice nest egg.
Instead of having to just like panic buy
Yeah.
that 1,000 rounds.
Yeah.
And just to put it in perspective, as a one individual, when you and I have gone just target practice, I think we went through about 200 rounds in about an hour.
You think we went through 200?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it goes
Because I
quick.
remember what I bring every time that I go. and that's low.
Yeah.
When you were, doing this for work, and you guys would be at the range, you guys are putting thousands,
I
millions.
think the most I shot in a week's probably 2,000 rounds
2,000 rounds.
of just handgun ammo. And then I lost count of the rifle and shotgun. But yeah.
But with Weggies, you guys had some serious range time.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of most police agencies, right? They qualify once every quarter or twice a year, depending on the agency rules.
Yeah.
And that's only like 4 hours. You go there, you maybe have some classroom time, and then you go to the range, then you go to lunch the rest of the day. There's one place I worked as a private sector doing security. We would shoot once a month pretty much, and be 8 hours. And we get there at the range at 8 and we'd leave until 4.
Fucking A.
And bring our own lunch. So you eat at the range
Yep.
with your lead covered in your hands.
You eat bullets.
Yeah. And then you go and you just shoot. I remember I used to get like calluses on my hand and stuff not from just holding the gun for so much and all the,
Yeah.
the recoil and things like that. And I used to have to like bandage up my fingers because you'd be shooting so much. Maybe I have weak skin, but just shooting so much, I'd get little blisters or like it'd rub and like cause like
That
yeah,
makes
blister.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You see that?
Looks like my poop from before you came over. Yeah, we have a heat lamp, not a heat lamp,
Lava lamp.
lava lamp in here, and just starting to form.
You know what that means, though?
That means the show's over.
It means it's over.
Yeah, it takes about an hour, right?
Yeah. Does it actually get warm?
Yeah, it's got some heat to it.
It does? Okay.
Keeps the room warm. But yeah, I was thinking about buying a new firearm. I would like to get a new gun, new pistol,
Me too.
something a little smaller.
Me too.
A
Are you
little
going to get rid of
380.
one?
No,
Okay. I was going to say I'll buy it from you.
no.
I want to get a 43X.
You should get a 43X. The best concealed carry gun ever.
Is it even worth it
In New
to
York State.
sell my current firearm?
I would not
Just buy the...
put another one in your permit. I say that because if this is way off the cuff, or like probably never going to happen, but if society does collapse
Yeah.
and guns help protect your family in collapse society,
Right.
you're going to want as many guns as you can because guns break. You can't take it to the store to repair it. Can't call Amazon to order another part.
Right.
So I would have as much stockpile as you can of different type of guns.
Right.
I like having Glocks because sometimes you can interchange some parts, things like that. So that's a plus.
They're like Honda Civics.
But different calipers is big because let's say you are all your handguns have 9mm
yeah.
ammo, and all of a sudden you can't find 9mm ammo anymore. That gun's useless.
Right.
So it's good to have just like having stocks, right? You want to diversify your stocks. You want to diversify your caliber of what weapons you have.
I like it. You've been dropping a lot of good nuggets tonight. I appreciate
It's who
that.
I am. I had
That's what you do.
this vape is bringing back the knowledge.
I like it, dude.
Yeah.
I need some of that knowledge. I'm just curious. How do I get a hold of a rocket launcher? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a
I do.
joke.
I also, on top of that, I've got another pistol. I'd like to get another.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the thing with hitting these, dude. If you never do it, they just...
Yeah, it's so good. Geek bar. No, but I want to get a
I feel
shot.
pretty geeked right
I'd like
now.
to get another shotgun because the shotguns I have are a little older. One's a semi-auto.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't want to semi-auto. Sometimes it doesn't want to auto feed into the next round.
Oh.
So I'd love to get a pump action, something that you don't have to rely on the semi-auto. More for home defense.
Yeah.
12 gauge. I don't know. I've been looking at some really cheap ones, but I'm like, should I get a more expensive one or should I just get a cheap one? And because I'm not shooting shotgun all the time.
Right.
Or just like I said, just if I ever need to have good home defense weapon.
I think I showed you the shotgun that I initially got before I got my pistol, right?
The Maverick, right?
No.
Oh.
It was a...
So I'm looking at the Mavericks, it's like $200.
Started with an S. Wasn't Springfield.
Springfield's a good one.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
That was a cool looking
Savage.
Nope.
No?
It was a cool looking shotgun. Had a pistol grip on it.
That's nice.
Real nice. I was scared as fuck of that gun though, because that was prior to getting my pistol, prior to
Yeah.
getting the knowledge.
Did you ever shoot a shotgun before you got that?
No,
Okay. Did you ever shoot it?
I did, but after I sold it,
Okay.
sold it to the guy, shot him,
Got the gun back.
got the gun back. No, I sold it to one of my buddies, and him and I went to the range one time, and I got to shoot it, and I was like, I am so glad that I never had to use this.
Yeah.
Because finding out what that feels like for the first time in a moment like that would be fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
That gun had some nuts to it, dude.
Oh, yeah. 12 gauge? Yeah.
It was like,
yeah. Yeah.
it
It's
definitely,
only a bruise on your shoulder for shooting that.
I couldn't imagine shooting that gun without a pistol grip.
Yeah, you can.
No, I know, like,
Have
you
you?
could, but, like,
Oh, okay.
you know what I mean? Like, having that extra, like, leverage.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that thing was wild.
Yeah, the shotgun, the key is you really want to have that good position in your shoulder, the good seat in your shoulder. Because that's where it's going to get most of the recoil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I took Val shooting once or twice. The first time I took her, like, I didn't know much, right? I knew about as much as I got from you and some other buddies. And the one thing I knew, though, was your stance. When you're shooting a gun like that, and the way that she was standing, and she didn't know any better, but it was just funny to think she was like legs close together and had this like gun. And I was like, honey, you're going to want to widen that stance, and you want to kind of like
Get aggressive.
get it. And
Oh,
you wanna,
yeah.
And and also lean into it a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Lean into it a little bit because she was like, and I'm like, that gun is gonna sit you down.
Yeah.
But it's a common thing. I probably had the same thing going
Stance.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the thing a lot of people don't realize, right? When you're shooting a gun, you get a little scared, right?
You don't know.
But when you're shooting a gun, you got to equate it's just like getting into a fight. You want to have a good aggressive stance, good fighting stance. Like, ever see a boxer? Are they standing straight up?
Right.
You know? Are their legs close together? No. Their feet are offset. One foot's behind the back, or a little bit behind the other. And you're ready to fight, and you're drawn out in a good aggressive stance. So you have a good base because you don't want someone to knock you over. Yeah. So that's probably there's a lot of important parts of shooting a gun, hand placement, finger placement, the trigger. But stance goes a long way to have a good foundation to be shooting a gun.
Right. Figure out which eye is dominant.
Yeah, which eye is dominant. Yep.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah, I'm
So,
left eye dominant.
You're left eye.
If well,
Yeah.
I was always a lefty, but I'm stronger with my right. So,
Strong with your right.
but I shoot better with my left, and I'm left eye dominant.
Interesting.
So, but my fighting stance, I'm right-handed because my right arm's stronger for throwing a punch, and
Right.
I throw a football right-handed. But everything else is my left, right, my left, eat my left.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Do you edge with your left?
No, I edge my right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Weird. But anything that's really strong takes a lot of strength, right side. Finesse, like writing with a pen. Shooting, I could shoot better my left, but I've trained myself to shoot my right because I can be in better fighting stance. So yeah, but I'm left eye dominant. So when I'm shooting a rifle, I have to switch eyes. I shoot my right eye when I'm shooting a rifle because looking down the like a scope or down your sights, trying to be left eye dominant on a shotgun or rifle would be really difficult if you're shooting from your right side.
Your head would be cocked.
Yeah, it's not gonna have good. You don't have good cheek weld, they call it.
Yeah.
You can't do that being left eye dominant, shooting on your right side. So I always, when I'm shooting quick, sometimes I'll catch myself like, oh shoot, I'm trying to shoot my left eye. I gotta change it.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I've gotten so proficient that it's second nature now.
You're so damn good.
No, I wouldn't say so damn good. It's been a while, but you just kind of need this muscle memory, and when we're shooting a rifle,
Yeah.
I use my right, and I don't. My shots are still on target, good scores. But with a pistol, I just more shoot better with my left eye.
Yeah, we definitely got to go soon.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah. I can't remember the last time we went.
a long time.
Yeah, maybe 2 years.
No. Yeah, and I think maybe I've been one time by myself since then.
Yeah, maybe we should make plans and we'll go. My birthday's coming up, so we should do it for that.
Yeah, it's on my calendar.
Yeah, nice.
It's under. It says "Happy Birthday," and I said,
Who
"Happy
the
birthday!"
fuck is that?
So I clicked on it. It said "Gone Fishing Podcast." It's Al.
Oh, it's Al.
That's the email.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been it's been a great show. Been a great chat. Learned a lot. Al has dropped a lot of good nuggets. I hope you guys wrote those down.
Yeah. And the last one is you're not.
Yeah.
You're only as strong as your strongest cup of coffee.
I like it.
It takes put a lot of thought into that and think about that, guys, of that quote or saying, and think about the real meaning. It has a lot of meaning behind it, more than just coffee. So
There's a lot to sort through there.
Yeah.
So, and yeah.
yeah. So if you think you know what it means, drop a comment.
Leave a like.
See what you think what it means. You're only as strong as your strongest cup of coffee,
And
and I'll discuss it next show.
don't forget to tell your ma.
Tell your ma, drink a DC. Take care.
Drink a DC. Al's been laying off the DCs a little bit. One a day.
One a day.
Yeah,
That's
watch
why he's
out.
yawning. I don't have enough caffeine in my body.
Thank you guys for checking it out, for listening to the #1 podcast.
Not about fishing.
It's not about it. Read the fucking...
Yeah.
Dude, how many times do I got to tell you? No
There's
fishing.
nothing about fishing about this podcast. You might get the wrong idea. I had a guy comment about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, guy, you have no idea.
He's heartbroken.
Yeah, he's probably listening right now.
He's
sorry.
like, I'm just looking for a podcast that talks about fly fishing.
Fly fishing.
No one cares.
Yeah. No one fishing? No.
Get out of here
Not
with
here.
that.
Not here.
You guys have a great night.
Love you.
Great week.
Peace.